Welcome back to another Ask Armin Some BS. And today, before we get to the DC questions, there's been a lot of questions regarding Spider-Man. So I want to tackle one that's very important. So let's get to it.
I don't have a theme song, so this is a placeholder.
So Spider-Man is of course coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We all know about this, and now there's a lot of questions and people asking, is it a good or a bad thing for Marvel, for Sony, and what's this all mean for everybody? Well, let's look at it this way, of course. We know that Spider-Man's first appearance will be in a non-Sony movie, so a lot of us are speculating it's probably going to be Civil War, and that's, the safest bet you can really put that on. Now, of course, when you look at that, why would Marvel agree to that? They're agreeing to put someone else, and someone else's property into their own movie. It's the brand recognition. We know that Spider-Man is the biggest brand for superhero in the world. He sells 1.3 billion in just toys a year. I mean, that's pretty much insane. And when you really look at it that way, that's really what Marvel is focusing on. Because when you get that Avengers branding, the Civil War branding, and you put Spider-Man in between Captain America and Iron Man, more people are going to be willing to buy that set. That's the big thing here. Now, there's of course no money being exchanged. The money Marvel makes from the movie, none of it goes to Sony. If Sony makes a Spider-Man movie, none of that goes to Marvel. So it's to really benefit both. But I actually think that this is more of a we have to help you, because let's face it, Spider-Man is owned by Disney. He's a brand of Marvel Comics. He is their poster boy. If that brand gets more tarnished, if let's say they put out another movie that's equal to the Amazing Spider-Man 2 or Spider-Man 3, that brand goes down, there's less awareness, people will be more resilient to it. People will go look at it on the shelf and be like, well, I didn't like the last movie. And that's a reoccurring pattern you'll see with a lot of franchises. Now, Marvel saw this as an opportunity, saying, listen, let's share this. We don't have to share money, we don't have to share anything, but we'll guide you. We'll be your guiding hand. Look, everybody loves what we're doing. And I think Sony really saw what was happening. They looked at it and they said, how in the world can Guardians of the Galaxy, a property that in 2008, like 2% of comic book readers gave a crap about, how can that outgrow Spider-Man? That's an insane thought. If you would have told that to someone in 2005, they'd probably locked you up and put you in some sort of padded room because they would have thought you're insane. But it's a reality a decade later, and I think that's the real big thing that they were looking at here. And from that standpoint, you would want to make that deal because it makes sense on both, parties. Marvel gets to oversee it. They get to put Spider-Man in the cinematic universe. Their brand gets elevated. Sony has the great fan feedback. I mean, just look at the internet. The way everybody reacted when we saw that. Oh, Sony's still, behind the movie. Yeah, but Marvel's doing it. Everybody's happy. I think there's only like maybe 0.01% of the people that aren't happy about this. So just think about that. I mean, DC fans were happy, Marvel fans were happy, comic book fans were happy. And I think it's also that fans are becoming more savvy. And what I mean by that is, gone are the days where 12 years ago, the average person didn't know that Spider-Man and X-Men can never be in the same movie. Like, people are more aware of the movie rights now. They know the Marvel brand, and they know the non-Marvel X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man brand. Most of the people today seem to be a little more, savvy to that. They know the Disney brand is different from the other ones. And I think Sony really captured that and said, we need that backing because it's a good thing for everybody, right? Spider-Man is suddenly going to be elevated to this level where people give a crap about him again, which is, of course, I think the most important part of Spider-Man. Now, can any bad really come out of this? Of course it can. Like, what if Marvel messes up? I know that's a sin to say, but it could happen, guys. Let's be realistic here. Or the fans could respond not so good. Spider-Man, third reboot in less than 15 years. That's a scary thought for a franchise that's had franchise fatigue ever since it started. Every movie is diminishing returns, and it looks really bad for it, Spider-Man's kind of this has-been hero. Now, I'm not saying he's a has-been hero to me because I love Spider-Man, but in a lot of people's eyes, they're ready to move on to the next thing. That's why you're seeing franchises like Captain America, Thor, Guardians of the Galaxy all go higher and higher and higher, while the older franchises are going lower and lower. And X-Men, I think, benefited from the fact that they were bringing 2 different casts. It was going to be this giant spectacle. But I think the real big telling for X-Men is going to be how the next wave of movie does. Deadpool, you're looking at X-Men Apocalypse and Gambit. That's really the future of the X-Men. So we have to kind of wait for that to judge it on that standard. But overall, I think everybody stands to benefit from this deal. I think everybody's really going to get the best of both worlds. And hey, we get to see finally Marvel characters share screen time with Spider-Man. And at the end of the day, the fans are really the winners here. And there will be a few more Asking Me Some BS coming up on subjects regarding Spider-Man that you guys asked that I think are great topics to cover. So until next time, thank you for asking me some BS, and see you later.
So thank you for watching the video, and if you guys like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you haven't already, check out some of these other great videos we have on the channel. Just click the annotation right there, it'll take you to them. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a good one.